The truth is simple, yet hard to accept. Ignorance comes with a cost, and that cost may be higher than you ever imagined. Have you paid the price for what you ignored? These words, spoken by Jim Rohn, strike at the core of personal growth. Often it's not the things we do, but the things we neglect that lead to the greatest losses. Jim Rohn learned the hard way that ignoring the most important lessons comes with a steep price, and sometimes one that cannot be undone. What are you ignoring today that could cost you more than you realize tomorrow? Ignoring crucial lessons in life doesn't just delay success, it can destroy it. The choices we make, or fail to make, shape the trajectory of our lives in ways we often don't see coming. Jim Rohn's hardest lesson, one he admits he overlooked, cost him dearly, teaching him that neglecting the fundamentals can lead to irreversible consequences. Whether in business, relationships, or personal development, ignoring key principles often leads to setbacks that could have been avoided. Research shows that 70% of people who fail in their personal goals do so because they either underestimate the importance of the foundational steps or ignore them altogether. This statistic isn't just a number. It's a reality for many who believe they can skip the hard work, only to find out the cost too late. Jim Rohn learned the value of embracing the tough lessons, even when they seemed inconvenient. By not ignoring the critical steps, he could have saved himself time, money, and regret. His story isn't just about loss, but a wake-up call for anyone who is too quick to bypass what seems like small, insignificant work. By the end of this video, you'll understand why ignoring these lessons could cost you far more than you ever expected, and how you can start implementing them today to change your life for the better. The greatest limitation you face is not in your circumstances, but in how you think about them. This is the negative mental pattern that destroys careers, dreams, and the lives of many people. The lack of awareness about what is truly holding progress back. Often it is the mindset of ignoring the obvious, thinking that something can be done easily and without effort, that creates invisible yet very real barriers. This negative mental pattern can be described as a form of self-sabotage, a cycle of procrastination and denial of the important lessons that need to be learned. People in their daily routine fail to invest in what truly matters, whether it's in their finances, personal development, or relationships. They procrastinate, thinking that change can happen tomorrow or that the necessary knowledge can be ignored without major consequences. The problem starts small, but soon accumulates, turning into an obstacle that seems impossible to overcome. In a typical scenario, imagine someone wanting to improve their financial situation. They hear advice about saving, investing, and learning to manage money better. But instead of applying these principles, they ignore, delay, and believe they can just figure it out in the future. The result? Time passes, the opportunity is lost, and debts rise, creating a vicious cycle of frustration and regret. This mentality shows up in almost every area of life. Someone wanting to improve their physical health might ignore the value of a consistent workout routine, thinking that a miracle weight loss will happen overnight. Instead of following a disciplined, healthy regimen, they look for quick fixes. The same applies to studying, emotional development, and professionalism. The lack of commitment to continuous learning and executing the right steps is one of the reasons people often fail to reach their potential. Jim Rohn once said, "What you get by not learning is not part of your luck, it's part of your choice." This quote reflects exactly how people find themselves trapped in this negative mental pattern. The choice to ignore necessary learnings or believe they can be put off for some time comes with a price. And as Jim Rohn taught us, the price of ignoring the essential is not a matter of luck or chance, but a personal decision. This mental pattern is what keeps many people from moving forward, from changing their reality, and from achieving the success they so deeply desire. Ignoring what's necessary, procrastinating learning, expecting changes without effort. This all builds an invisible yet very real wall that can only be torn down by action and the conscious decision to learn and apply the lessons life offers. The good news is that by recognizing this mental pattern and understanding its presence in your daily routine, you can begin to change it. But this requires honest reflection on your choices and the willingness to face the reality of what is being ignored. The origin of this mental error lies in a blend of culture, fear, and habits. In a world where instant gratification is the norm and distractions are endless, it's easy to fall into a trap of avoidance and procrastination. This error of neglecting what truly matters doesn't just happen overnight. It's ingrained in our culture, fueled by a fear of failure and reinforced by habitual inaction. The constant barrage of media, entertainment, and easy fixes pushes us to focus on the short term, to ignore the deeper, more meaningful work required for true success. We live in a culture that values quick results. Social media, advertising, and even our peers send a constant message that if something doesn't work fast, it's not worth our time. We see success stories that seem effortless. Someone starting a business and making millions in just a few months, or a fitness influencer transforming their body in weeks. These illusions of instant achievement create an unrealistic expectation that success should come quickly, without the hard work of learning and applying discipline. But beneath this culture of instant gratification lies a deep-seated fear. Fear of failing, of doing the wrong thing, or perhaps even worse, of not being able to do anything at all. This fear paralyzes people from taking the steps they know are necessary. They sit on the sidelines, overwhelmed by the idea of failure, and avoid making any decisions that might move them forward. The result? They stay stuck, failing to act, and continue to spiral in a cycle of inaction. Then there are the habits. Habits, which often begin as small, innocent actions, compound over time to form a pattern of behavior that holds us back. You wake up, check your phone, scroll, and stay poor. This is the reality for countless people who fall into the trap of mindlessly consuming content instead of investing in themselves. They waste hours on social media, scrolling through posts that give them temporary satisfaction, but no real value. This is not just a time waster. It's a dangerous habit that reinforces the belief that something will change without putting in the work. Take, for example, the story of a man named Tom. Tom has always wanted to build his own business. He reads countless articles, watches motivational videos, and talks to others who have succeeded. But every morning he wakes up, grabs his phone, and spends the first hour of his day checking social media. He tells himself that it's just a way to wake up, but in reality, it's a habit that sets him on a path of distraction. By the time he's ready to work, the day is already half gone. He's constantly busy, but never productive. Tom doesn't fail because he lacks ambition. He fails because he lets his habits and fears control him. The root of the problem isn't external, it's internal. It's the culture of shortcuts, the fear of failure, and the habits of distraction that quietly feed the wrong mindset. This invisible error keeps people stuck, trapped in cycles of inaction and self-doubt, all while time slips by. Your failure to act is a result of your comfort with doing nothing. It's easier to scroll, easier to watch, easier to let time pass, but it's also why you're not where you want to be. You don't fail because you aren't capable. You fail because you choose to remain in the same place day after day, avoiding the hard work that would lead to success. Success is not an event, it's a habit. What if you could shift your thinking so radically that it completely transforms how you approach every aspect of your life? What if the key to success isn't found in a breakthrough moment, but in the daily choices you make? The truth is, winners don't wait for a dramatic event to change their lives. They understand that success is not something that happens to them, but something they build every single day through their thoughts and actions. Winners make a commitment to consistent, disciplined effort, even when there's no immediate payoff. They prioritize what matters most, learning, growing, and taking meaningful action, over the distractions that most people get lost in. Winners think long-term. They understand that the process of growth isn't always glamorous. It's not about avoiding hard work or seeking shortcuts. It's about consistently showing up, doing the hard work, and accepting that setbacks and failures are just part of the journey. They know that today's small efforts will compound into tomorrow's big rewards. The moment you shift from a mindset of instant gratification to one of long-term commitment, your actions follow suit. Suddenly, procrastination loses its grip on you. Instead of scrolling aimlessly or avoiding uncomfortable tasks, you start to prioritize the habits that will move you forward. You replace that time-wasting behavior with purposeful activity, working on your skills, investing in your future, and focusing on what truly matters. This shift doesn't happen by chance. It requires an active choice to let go of old patterns. It's about recognizing that your current habits are shaping your future, and taking control over the direction you want to go. Winners don't wait for motivation. They create it by showing up, doing the work, and trusting in the process. This is what separates them from those who remain stuck in the cycle of procrastination and self-doubt. Consider a metaphor that Rohn often used. Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out. Think of your life as a garden. If you plant seeds today but never water or tend to them, they'll never grow. Similarly, if you neglect to cultivate the habits that lead to success, your potential will remain dormant. But if you show up every day, even when it's hard, even when it feels like nothing is happening, you'll eventually see the fruits of your labor. This shift in thinking, the shift from seeing success as an event to seeing it as a habit, is the key to everything. When you embrace the idea that success is the sum of daily actions, your entire approach to life changes. It becomes less about waiting for the right moment and more about creating the right moment every single day. So, winners think like this: I will show up today. I will do the work. I will make small, consistent improvements. And I trust that in time, this will lead to the success I desire. Apply the new mindset to your life now. It's time to turn your thinking into action. You've shifted your mentality. Now you must act on it every day, consistently. The reality is that your success comes from the decisions you make in the moments when no one is watching. It's not about waiting for motivation or inspiration, but about making small, intentional choices that compound over time. Here's how to apply your new mindset to your routine, your finances, and your daily decisions. 1. Routine. Start by eliminating distractions and focusing on what really matters. Say no to anything that pulls you away from your goals. If it doesn't serve your purpose, remove it. If you find yourself tempted to scroll through social media in the morning, walk away from your phone and replace that habit with something more productive. Start your day with an action that moves you toward your goals. Whether it's reading a few pages of a book, writing down your thoughts, or working on a skill that will improve your life. This shift from idle behavior to purposeful action will begin to change everything. 2. Money. Treat your money as an investment in your future, not a tool for temporary pleasure. Invest it. The next time you get paid, don't blow it on things that bring no real value. Save it or put it into something that will grow over time, whether it's stocks, education, or a business idea. Winners think long-term with their finances, knowing that the small, consistent decisions they make now will pay off later. Start budgeting, tracking your spending, and cutting out unnecessary expenses. Every dollar you save or invest today will create freedom tomorrow. 3. Decisions. Make decisions with purpose, not based on convenience or fear. When faced with a difficult choice, ask yourself if this decision aligns with your long-term vision. Walk away from situations that don't serve you, whether that's toxic relationships, unproductive work, or habits that hinder your progress. Winners don't make decisions based on comfort or fear of failure. They make decisions based on where they want to be in 5, 10, or 20 years. Start to recognize that your decisions, no matter how small, are shaping your future. Take action every day, even when it's uncomfortable. Winners do the things that others avoid, and they make progress because of it. This is where freedom starts. The moment you stop waiting for the perfect moment, the moment you take action with purpose and discipline, you unlock the doors to true freedom. This isn't just about financial success or career growth. It's about creating a life where your decisions, habits, and actions align with the future you desire. And it all starts today. Take a moment and ask yourself these questions. What have I been ignoring in my life, thinking I can deal with it later? Where am I avoiding discomfort, believing that it will pass on its own? What small, consistent action could I take today to begin turning things around? How would my life be different if I chose long-term commitment over short-term satisfaction? What is the one thing I've been putting off that, if I started today, would create the biggest impact in my life? Only you can answer these questions, but you must. The answers are hidden within your daily choices and habits, and it's time to confront them. Don't let them slip away. Now, here's a simple exercise for you. Take 5 minutes. Write down your answers. Write without overthinking. Just let your thoughts flow. What's the truth that you've been avoiding? Write down everything that comes to mind about where you're stuck, where you've been procrastinating, and where fear or doubt has held you back. After that, commit to one small action today that directly addresses one of these answers. It can be as simple as setting up a savings account, committing to a new habit, or even making that difficult decision you've been avoiding. Remember, the change starts with you. The future you want begins with the choice you make today. So, what will you do now? Success is nothing more than a few simple disciplines, practiced every day. Jim Rohn's success isn't about big, dramatic changes. It's about small, consistent actions that you take day after day. It's about the habits you form, the choices you make, and the mindset you cultivate. Every day is an opportunity to move one step closer to the life you want. The path to greatness is built by the simple disciplines you choose to embrace today. As you reflect on this, I ask you, what thought are you letting control your future? Is it one that propels you forward, or one that keeps you stuck in place? Leave your thoughts in the comments below and share your insights. We're all on this journey together, and sometimes simply speaking your truth can help unlock the next step. Remember, the power to change is in your hands. It's not about waiting for the perfect moment. It's about starting right now. Keep moving forward, even if it's just a small step. Success begins with your next decision.